Hello there, you're listening to Rock Made the Metal on Radio Caley with myself, Ian Bully, but I'm not alone this time because I've got somebody else with me.
Hello, I'm Robyn Mitchell and I am from Unique Little Freaks.
Hey. And also I'm not even with her as well too, I'm with some other people. I'm with What the Blood Revealed, some of the members. How are you guys doing?
How you doing? I'm Stuart from What the Blood Revealed.
I'm Alan Hayburn.
Sweet. So you guys in Kilmarnock tonight as well too? Why are you guys here?
Yeah, we're playing a gig here for My First Music. It's actually the first time we're playing Kilmarnock for a long time, so we're really looking forward to it. So should be good, yeah.
We'll see how much that keeps happening. Anyway, so yeah, you're kind of speaking about tonight's performance anyway. You guys looking forward to it then?
Yeah, well, definitely, man. It's as I say, I've not played here for a while, so it's looking. Hopefully, it'll be a nice big crowd and stuff, and hopefully it'll go down well. But yeah, looking forward to it. Should be really good.
Yeah, well, this gig is all taking place on the run up to the SAMA Awards, which is going to be in the Garage in Glasgow. We were nominated under the Best Metal Act. Cullen, who are also playing tonight, there for Best Rock Act. So there's a bit of a real motivation behind the Ayrshire bands just now. So hopefully we can do well at the SAMA Awards at the beginning of March.
How do you think you're going to get on at the SAMA Awards anyway? Like, I know it's quite a daunting question to ask if you don't know. But
I'm not sure. As I say, it's who knows, you know. But well, hopefully we win it. That'd be great. But I mean, just being nominated for it's really cool because I mean we've never been nominated for anything before. So to get that recognition, you know, that's pretty cool. You know. So as I say, hopefully good things come out of it. You know, like, obviously it's going to sort of put us out there. Maybe people wouldn't have heard us before. So yeah, definitely it's awesome thing for us, you know. So yeah, right.
As well too, you were saying about like the Ayrshire bands as well too and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you mentioned Cullen here right now as well too. Is that a wee bit of rivalry, especially since you're performing on the stage, same stage as them tonight?
No, we're in different categories anyway, so it's alright. we're safe. But no, not at all. No, I mean, we got on really well with those guys and stuff like that. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's any rivalry. No, just I don't know. We're nice guys, so.
In a lot of respects, it's nice to be back in Ayrshire to play gigs like this with other bands who are doing well, because we've spent the best part of the last year, a year and a half, trying to get out there gigging in England. We've went to Europe, and we've kind of been doing things further afield. So to be back in Ayrshire with other bands is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, we have some kind of questions here about that as well too. Like, what is it actually like playing out of Scotland as well too, compared to like Europeans? What are like the differences between that?
It's really good. It's like when you play in the UK, it's not so much here. I mean, it's really good here, but in other places, you're expected to play for effectively nothing. You don't get any. Basically just. Not treat you like shit, but they don't treat you so well. But when you go to Europe and stuff, it's like you get paid well, you get fed, you get watered, you get bed for the night, you get and like people turn up to your shows. It's really good, you know. It's definitely worlds apart. But obviously, we still love playing in the UK, and you know that's obviously that's where we're from. So we want to do really well in the UK. But I mean, as I say, over there, I mean, the UK could definitely learn some things from the European places. I mean, even if you play in Europe, it's like a tiny venue, and they'll just give you everything you want, effectively. But you play over here, and they'll just give you nothing. You know what I mean? So it's in that aspect, it's really good. You know.
Yeah, that's basically what it's like from a venue point of view. But I think there's a big difference with the people who come to the gigs over in Europe or even down south in Scotland. We find in Scotland just now that there is a bit of everyone's quite patriotic, I think, about Scottish bands that are doing well. I think that's the thing with the SAMAs happening as well. It seems it's a really good positive step for alternative Scottish music now. Likes of Biffy Clyro, who have made it big, and Twin Atlantic, all these other bands who are completely different from what we're doing. But I think the SAMAs is highlighted the diversity in Scottish music, and instead of just people maybe see the mainstream bands, and so that's really a good thing that's happening just now.
Oh yeah, because actually you guys, speaking about music wise as well too, Scotland, I mean, you guys are doing something a wee bit interesting in that regard as well too. You're you're an instrumental, you know, metal band as well too, you know. I mean, can you tell us like a little bit of like how that kind of came about and stuff like that?
Well, as I say, the band's been going since like 2004. went through quite a few line-up changes to where we are today. But I don't know. I mean, when the band first started, there was vocals and stuff like that, and it came out another band that some of us were in called Holmes. It was just kind of more like scuzzy punk rock type stuff. So, and then obviously as that band sort of progressed, we started sort of getting into different, like almost like the style we're in just now, I guess. So Scott, he's the only original member, but so he's like, obviously wanted to explore that sound more. And as I say, they faded out of vocals. I'm not sure why that was.
Because nobody could sing.
Glad you said that. Yeah, so it just sort of stemmed from there, you know, and then bit by bit, and different members obviously bring different things to the band. And as the way we're just now, it's like, as I say, Scott's the only original member. The band's evolved, and I guess it is naturally kind of thing to the sound we've got just now, which is, I guess, part of like the four of us bringing something different to the table, I guess. I've kind of lost my train of thought there.
I'll take over. No, we always make the joke that everyone, a lot of gigs we play, no matter where it is, somebody always asks, why don't you have a singer? You should get a singer, that type of thing, and we always make the joke, we don't have a singer because none of us can sing. But in fact, 3 out of the 4 members of the band used to be lead singers in other bands, so we can actually sing. It's just that the way that the band has progressed, I'm the newest member to the band, and the way that the band's progressed, it just seems to work, and it's something that we're all into. Bands that we listen to who do a similar type of thing, yeah, we like that music, and we've learned to appreciate that, but we like to think that we're doing something a bit different as well, and it's taken us on, we think it's a really good path that we've got some positive feedback from.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your music's quite fantastic anyway, as far as instrumental stuff goes. It's really good as well too. I was going to mention though about like lyrics. I mean, like, again, fair enough to you guys if that's the reason why you want to do it as well too, but lyrics are like one of the main ways of how to get emotion across, you know, and how to say that. So how do you guys kind of get round that then? And like when you're kind of creating your music, how do you? To me, that's the emotion, like the actual. I will reword that a bit. Like your latest album as well too. You were kind of, which I'll get ask the basic info on that in a second. But you were mentioning about how the album artwork was kind of related to African stuff and stuff. So in the music, how do you get that kind of across? I mean, that whole concept, I'm probably the wrong guy to speak to, because that was like Scott, the other guitarist, that was his concept. So I'm not sure how that works in his mind, but it's hard to say, I guess. It's just, I mean, the way I write songs is, it's just like a kind of stream of consciousness type of thing. It's just like, obviously, you pick up your instrument, and however as cheesy as it sounds, just the way that you're feeling at that moment in time, whatever you write, it just conveys some kind of emotion. And then in terms of like titles and stuff like that, I mean, I bring the titles, I make it fit the music kind of thing. Like in my mind, anyway, it fits the music, may not to anyone else. But Scott's got a slightly different approach. As obviously he's the man with the big sort, like he's got a lot of concepts in there sort of thing. So like he tries to get that along in his titles. So as I say, he'd probably be the best guy to speak to that, but. Talk to him later about it. I'll pull up the mic during while the guy's having a drink and just like, can you tell me about it? And, you know, all that sort of stuff as well too. But we'll go back anyway. I mean, like, we'll still talk about the album as well too. I mean, it was released last year and stuff like that. Anyway, can you give us just like the basic info of what maybe's not been talked about yet by any chance?
What about the album?
Yeah, just about the album.
I don't know.
I don't know if this answers your question, but basically when I came into the band, maybe 3 or 4 songs that are on the album were written before I joined the band, and we basically wrote I think 2 of the songs anyway, To Travel Deadly Ground and Harbour. We wrote that, and we were like a brand new band, the 4 of us all together, and I think in those 2 songs the dynamics changed immediately as soon as we wrote them. So we had this part of the album which was, we had old songs that maybe been played for 2-3 years, in some way that had progressed over the years, and we had brand new songs as well. But I think what was clear was that it all had the same vibe. So going back to your last question about the concept type part, we did talk about that we almost had like a concept album on our hands, because this Harbour of Devils was a journey, and through all the songs there was a link and there was dynamics. We changed as a band over that process, all that stuff, blah blah blah. So we ended up with this album that was half old, half new, and it was like, this is the next step in what we are just now, type thing. So that's what it means for me anyway. Yeah.
Well, Robyn, is there anything you want to add to that by any chance?
I think you've pretty much covered everything. You sat here looking through the questions, going, "Nope, covered that, don't need to ask that." I think it's pretty much summed it up.
Fair enough then. Well, actually, there's one kind of thing I want to ask about as well too. Basically, just kind of like going from 3 to 4 track EPs as well too. Obviously, maybe not for yourself since you kind of like joined, but I guess most of you then. Going from like 3 for 4 EPs and stuff like that to a full length album. What was kind of like the progression from that to something a larger kind of project?
It's just something we wanted to do, really. You know, it's just that. And as I say, because the band went through a few different lineup changes, and then you have to like sort of like, so when we done the EPs, that we had those songs, went and recorded them, and then from the second EP to the album, it was like I say, different changes in the band, which then you've got to bed in the other members, and then it's like a length of times went past, and then you just end up with more songs and enough for an album. But effectively, I mean, that's it, you know. So I don't know. It wasn't really a conscious decision, if you know what I mean. It just happened that way. So that's it, really. I mean, there's no sort of great.
I would say that I've been in a couple of bands before as well, as have we all. We've all been in different bands before this, and the easiest way to release something is an EP, because you just do your 3, your 4 tracks. In a financial point of view, it's cheaper to go in and do that. It's easier to release, you can do it under your own back and all that stuff, and it's great. But again, it's part of the bigger journey of this band. When I joined, again, it was that, right, you've done the EPs, there's been 2 of them, the next step is the album, and the album that we ended up with, ultimately we were very happy with it, but there's a lot of things that we weren't happy with that we'll now try and address on the next album. So we've discussed that about the next release. We're going on tour in April in Europe, and when we come back we're going to knuckle down, get the writing, and I think the plan is that we'll do another album, because for me, at least personally, to go back and do an EP would almost be like a step backwards. And I think we can really see the value in doing a full length album, 7-8 tracks. It's a lot of music.
Yeah, exactly. You guys wouldn't want to go back into style anyway. That would kind of suck.
Exactly. Just
Unless it was an intermediate step, like you do an EP as a quick release and then go and do an album.
well, I mean, as I said, we're talking about trying to get an EP out soon. This like at the start of this, not the start of this year, but the first half of this year. But then we decided, we've got quite a lot on, so and then it was like, we'll just wait and do an album later on, sort of thing. So hopefully, I don't think, I'm pretty sure it won't be out this year, but definitely probably have it recorded by the end of the year, and then probably early next year I'm guessing it would be out. But as I say, we still need to write half of it. So
see, this is the point where I'm just going to do PR. It's like, if you want to see what the blood reveal, see them before April, then afterwards you will not be able to see them again because you'll be recording new stuff. it's more or less.
pretty much.
We're just going to go into the wilderness. Like nobody's going to see us for like 6 months until we have these songs written.
So in that case, will you be changing your band's name to What the Blood Revealed to What the Blood Did Not Reveal then? Sorry, just once.
Maybe. You never know.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'll probably just round it up there as well too, but just one of the last things, like message for the fans as well too, and the support you received for the people that you've had and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely, man. It's great to just to have some support, you know, like, and the appreciation for what you're doing, and as I say, yeah, we're really glad that people dig our stuff and come to the shows and buy the CDs, and you know, just that makes us feel pretty good. So yeah, we're glad they're on board. So yeah.
Awesome. And
Can we throw in one of my questions, right? My show's a little bit different from Ian's. We have more fun. So, our interview questions go more along the lines of these. If you could have any mythical creature as a pet, what would you have?
A griffin, because I just think they look cool.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Moby Dick? Is he mythical?
It's just a giant whale.
Yeah. Okay.
If you count legendary characters.
Since you have it on the spot, we'll give you that one.
I'm gonna go with Moby Dick. If nothing else, Moby Dick's a great song. So.